Good morning, my friends. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. This is going to be another fantastic day. I know it. So let me get this finished, getting this shared out. Few important places. Good morning. Good morning, Laura. Glad to see you in here. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We're going to get started here in just 1 second. There we go. Good morning, chain breakers. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you in here this morning. Laura, I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be a great show. Yes, let's start back at the beginning. So this is Friday, December the 20th, 2019. This is going to be a fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. I want to welcome you here today. Yes, I choose. That's the way my day will be. You see, the way we choose to look at things, the way we choose to see our day, the framework in which we choose to interpret what's going on in our day is a choice. And the things we focus on are the things that we receive. If we focus on the positive, we'll see the positive. But if we focus on the negative, guess what we're going to have happen to us all day long? Sometimes the negative still comes when we're focused on the positive. But here's what I will tell you is even when that happens, it's easy or much easier to dismiss it when we focus on those positive things because we're focused more on what the opportunities are that's going to happen, what good things are going to happen, the way things are going to happen for us today. So today's topic is that sometimes seeing is believing and others believing is believing. You see, yesterday we were talking about paradigms and the choices we make and living with intention. And what I kind of talked about is there's many times there are amazing, wonderful things going on around us every day that let us know what possibilities are there and in store for us if we choose to pursue them. And other times we sit here because of the choices we make, because of the framework that we have, because of what we believe is possible. We don't see all the positive things in our life. We don't see those things as possible for us. And it's time that we start breaking away those chains. I'm going to go to something out of history, but something that's still very, very real for many people. And that's the achievement of the 4-minute mile. You see, running the 4-minute mile for years was thought by experts as absolutely impossible. There was no way the human body could do it. There was no way the human body could handle that stress, that could handle the impact on it. It was said that your heart would explode. And nobody was able to achieve the 4-minute mile. Several people came close and nobody would achieve it. And then along came a guy by the name of Roger Bannister. You see, Roger trained and trained and trained for years. He trained to be one of the fastest humans in the entire world. He focused in on achieving the 4-minute mile, but he did not let the experts tell him what was not possible. You see, he started visualizing and mentally picturing himself breaking the 4-minute mile, achieving a state in his body that he could handle such pressure, he could handle such effort, he could handle such a high level of performance that he knew without question in his mind before he actually achieved it, that he could do it. He believed that he could do it before he even attempted it. And when he attempted it, sure enough, he broke it. Now, the very interesting thing is not only was it the fact that Roger Bannister broke that 4-minute mile, it was that within the next 6 months, person after person after person after person would break the 4-minute mile. That at that point, a lot of people suddenly saw it as a real possibility for them because Roger had already done it. And because of that, they were able to achieve that same level of performance. Was it that they weren't capable of it before? Was it that they weren't able to put their body under such pressure before? No, they absolutely could. But mentally, they had it perceived because of what all the experts said. They believed that it wasn't possible, that it couldn't be done. And therefore, they always left themselves a little bit short. So, my friends, here's a question I want to ask you. In what it is that you're wanting to achieve, and what it is that you're wanting to accomplish, and what it is you're wanting for your life, what are your experts telling you? What are your experts saying to you that it's not possible? Is seeing actually believing? Do we have to see others actually do it? Or can we believe that we can accomplish that ourselves? Yesterday, I used the example of the panhandler on the street, on Wall Street in New York City, right? New York City bankers, attorneys, lawyers, Wall Street stockbrokers and agents, traders, they're all there. They're showing them every single day that it's possible to live this type of successful life. But the panhandler chooses to remain small. They choose to close their framework down that that's not possible for me. You see, it's easy to sit here and say, but you don't know what's happened in my life. You don't know what I've done. You don't know the challenges I face. You don't know what I've had to deal with. My friends, you're right. I don't. But here's the good news. The good news is God does. God has seen it. He has seen what has happened in your life, and he is there to restore what the enemy has taken away from you. He is there to absolutely bless you. For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. Plans for a hope and a future. If you as a parent would give good gifts to your children, why wouldn't God our Father be just as willing to give good things to us? And you see, here's the really interesting thing. We give out of our abundance, or even sometimes out of our lack, to our children. But our abundance or our lack is limited by what our framework is, and therefore we only give based on where we perceive we have the capability of giving. Now, here's really the interesting thing is when you're talking about God gifting to you, when you're talking about God creating a plan for you, plans for a hope and a future, his gifts have the capability of being infinite. His gifts for you are infinite in its possibility. God will absolutely clear the way for you in your future, in your endeavor, in your plans, if you will make the effort. If you will route those proverbial 31 kings in your life, if you will route them, set them aside, put them away, route them, and tell those kings that you are not going to control me, that you may have been part of my past, but you will not be a part of my future. When you are telling them that you will route them and you will put them aside, and they no longer have a place in your life, God will bless you with his proverbial promised land because you are a child of God. Another point that I pointed out early yesterday that my pastor said on last Sunday was, there are no grandchildren of God. You ever notice that? Nobody ever talks about the grandchildren of God. Nobody talks about Uncle God or Aunt God or whatever you want to say, right? We are all either children of God or we're not. And here's the interesting thing is, God, we are children of God, right? We are children of God through his inheritance to us. He has adopted us into his family. We may not have to be direct blood descendants of God, although indirectly, if you believe that all of us through Noah as the only living family on earth, if you believe that, then you believe that we are of the same family. Now, we may have divided at some point in different tribes, but we have the ability to be adopted back into the family of God by our belief and our relationship with him. He brings us in as a child of God. And all you have to do is want and love and create relationship with him. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it takes. It does not take all these wonderful, amazing, fantastic works. You can't earn your way into heaven. You do it through your relationship with him. That's the amazing thing. Now, do those wonderful works, do those great things, do they come out of our living life as a Christian? Absolutely they do. But you do not have to do them to get into heaven. So here's what I also want to tell you, is in those gifts of God, many times they're handed to us as enticements along the way. They're handed to us as prizes for the work and the effort that we give. Don't we many times give awards, give gifts to our children for wonderful accomplishments that they have done? God does the same thing for us. And what he does is he brings it to us as our next opportunity. He gives that reward for accomplishing the goal, and at the same time, he will show you the next door. You see, success is not a destination. Success, however you define success in your life, success is not a destination, it is a journey. And many times it has checkpoints along the way. And each of those checkpoints we may think of and we may see as a destination, but every time we get there, there's one more. I don't want to continue that because I want more. I want to continue that because I want to grow more. I want to grow more in my relationship with him. I want to receive more from him so I can give more to others. Where is your heart, my friends? Is it, if you develop that heart of, I want to give more, it will absolutely spur you on to receiving more and earning more so that you can do exactly that. And the very interesting thing is as you do that and as you move forward, what do you end up seeing? You end up seeing even greater needs. You end up seeing even greater things that you want to give to, the people that you want to help, causes that you want to provide for, areas that you want to bless abundantly. Isn't that the way that God wants to deal with us? Isn't that what he wants to do, is bless us abundantly? You see, just as the Magi came and gave gifts to the baby Jesus on his day of his birth, on Christmas morn, just as they bring gifts, our hearts are and our character are that we want to give as well. And the more he creates that relationship with us, the more we give of ourselves, the more he will bless us as well. Don't give out of your lack, or don't give out of your just out of your abundance. Give out of your lack as well, because you will be blessed. You will be blessed. Thank you, my friends, so much for being here. It is Friday, December the 20th. Tomorrow on Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern is Brad Smith, your original car Smith, and we're going to be talking about preparing for 2020. But join me on Monday. I will be here on Monday morning on December the 23rd at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Chainbreakers 365. I look forward to seeing you then. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite them to be part of Chainbreakers, invite them to be part of #Uplift and Rise. And if you aren't, come in and join. Come in and join. You are welcome. And we will see you on Monday morning for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you then. Have an amazing day, my friends. Go out and be amazing. Bye now.